Hi guys, Jared here with Day Traders FX. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend. It's Monday and time to get back to the markets, and this is just a quick short video update on the Aussie dollar. I think we've got a good little opportunity coming up on this pair, so have a look at this. One quick reminder, you can go to daytradersfx.com and get a free 5-day trial for this coming week to trade with us this week. It'd be great to have you with us, and you can get that free trial right here once again at Day Traders FX. Okay, so let's look at this Aussie dollar. Like I said, I think there's some interesting stuff here, and I think we've got a good little setup in the works. I talked about this in the video yesterday, that Sunday night video, where we had this short-term little double top here and a missed weekly pivot. And you can see from Sunday night, we've had a pretty nice move down of actually about 75 pips. So pretty nice little move there. It's bounced. We have this nice little hammer, and it's coming right back up again. We still have an unreached weekly pivot. We still have an unreached daily pivot from Friday. And we've got a couple of things going on. Now, first of all, if we look at the fib level from the high to the low on this daily chart, this is a pretty big range, you know, about 1,700 pips, and this covers, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 months. The 23% fib is right around these highs right here. I draw it in, but we've got so many lines on here. So it's right around these highs, and it came, the Aussie dollar retraced back up to that, and then has started to reverse even before getting to that 23 once again, which is what it's been doing over and over again. We never get any real big retracements because it always fails right before that 23% fib. So it's done that once again. And you can see this right here on the 4-hour chart. Now we're coming back to the fibs in the other direction. We found support, or excuse me, resistance, like we have many times at the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. Came back up to that, and it's bouncing on that again. We got just above that 200 moving average, and it's right back down below again. So, of this fib range right here, from the low of last week to the high of last week / high of this week so far, we're bouncing right on that 23% fib now. You can see that our high of Thursday, which we had a little bit of trouble with, and then broke through on Friday, and now we found support at that Thursday high right there, which is around 91.35. We're bouncing along that, and that also happens to be basically exactly the 23% fib. So if we can get below this 23% fib, which would just be a good breakout level anyways, then we've got a 30 pip run to the weekly pivot. But remember, if we get below the 23% fib, we have a very, very excellent chance of getting to that 38. So really, we have more of a 50 to 55 pip run, which would also put us right into contact there with that missed daily pivot. So I think there's 30 to 50 pips on a move on this Aussie dollar short once we get below 91.35. Now, as always, you can keep an eye on these kinds of things. If the Aussie dollar, you know, breaks below this 91.35 and pulls back up just a little bit, that's pretty common. We usually see those kinds of things happen when we cross the 23% fib. It wants to get back up and maybe even make another, you know, double top here before continuing down to that 38 and so on. So keep an eye on that. But I think just because we have such a well established level here now, this is great resistance, now great support. A break of that should just get us going at least to that weekly pivot and hopefully into that 38% fib, which would be a nice, you know, 50 pip potential run there. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. I think there's a good opportunity probably against this high. So, you know, we're looking at a couple of pips on the stop side of things, but just keep an eye on it. If this gets below, you know, ideally we want it to stay below that level. Again, a little bit of retracement will not be uncommon because that's how these fib runs work. So really what we're more interested in is just breaking this level, getting to that weekly pivot, and ultimately getting to that daily pivot at the 38% fib. So the Aussie dollar's got a great opportunity for us. This is just a little short-term trade, a little something so we can start getting the bigger picture in mind, but it should be a profitable one, and I'm looking forward to seeing some pips happen here. So best of luck, guys, and keep an eye on Twitter where we'll have some more updates coming.